Michael Carrick has been handed a timely and potentially season-defining boost just days before Manchester United travel to the Emirates to face Arsenal. After delivering a breathtaking 2-0 victory over Manchester City, a performance that sent shockwaves across the Premier League, United now receive crucial squad updates that could shape the outcome of this massive fixture. 2 players are returning to availability, 2 others remain sidelined. And with Arsenal waiting, 7 points clear at the top of the table, these updates arrive at the most critical moment possible. This is not just routine team news. This is information that directly affects how United will line up, how Carrick will approach the game tactically, and whether the Reds can realistically walk away from North London with something to show for their efforts. One returning player comes back after heartbreak on the grandest stage of African football. Another returns fresh, eager, and ready after serving a suspension. Meanwhile, 2 key absentees continue to frustrate supporters as they recover from injuries that refuse to clear quickly. Stay with me, because by the end of this breakdown, you will understand exactly how these squad changes influence United's formation, game plan, and genuine chances of shocking the league leaders on their own turf. Before we dive in, make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, and support the channel. We bring you daily Manchester United news, analysis, and match insights with passion and honesty. Drop a like, leave your predicted lineup in the comments, and share this with every Red you know, because this update matters. Let's start by setting the scene. Just days ago, Old Trafford hosted the Manchester Derby under extraordinary circumstances. Saturday, January 17th, electric atmosphere, a club in transition, a new man in the dugout, Michael Carrick taking charge for the first time. What followed was nothing short of spectacular. Manchester United didn't just beat Manchester City, they outplayed them. A commanding 2-0 victory that felt even more emphatic than the scoreline suggests. United found the net 5 times in total, with 3 goals ruled out for offside, but the message was clear. The intent was aggressive, the energy relentless, the hunger unmistakable. That performance was more than 3 points. It was a statement. It was a reminder of what Manchester United are capable of when belief returns and clarity exists on the touchline. Carrick stepped into the role after Ruben Amorim's departure earlier this month. Amorim was dismissed on January 5th following a disastrous 14-month spell that left United sitting 6th in the Premier League, short of expectations and short of identity. Darren Fletcher briefly held the reins, including overseeing the painful FA Cup defeat to Brighton, before Carrick was officially handed the responsibility. And with just 1 match in charge, you could already feel the mood shifting, confidence returning, fans believing again. The players responding. Now, United face another enormous challenge this Sunday, January 25th. It's Arsenal away. The Emirates Stadium, the league leaders, Mikel Arteta's side sits 7 points clear after 22 matches, having built a reputation for control, intensity, and consistency. But there is an opening. Arsenal were held to a flat, uninspiring 0-0 draw by Nottingham Forest last weekend. They dominated possession but lacked cutting edge. Frustration crept in, the momentum stalled. And that slight dip matters, especially with United arriving full of confidence. That's why squad availability becomes so important. Facing Arsenal away, chasing Champions League positions, and building momentum under a new manager means you need depth, options, and flexibility. Every returning player counts. Every absence forces compromise. So let's break it down clearly. Who's back, who's still missing, and what it all means for Sunday. First, the positive news. Manchester United will welcome back 2 players who missed the Derby victory over City. 2 players who had depth and options, even if neither is guaranteed to start. The first is Noussair Mazraoui, the Moroccan right-back who has been unavailable since mid-December due to international duty at the Africa Cup of Nations. Morocco, as hosts, entered the tournament under immense pressure, carrying the hopes of an entire nation as they chased a second continental title after a 50-year wait. They reached the final. Expectations were sky high. The final, played on Saturday, January 18th at the Prince Moulay Abdallah Stadium in Rabat, was chaotic, emotional, and unforgettable. Morocco faced Senegal, the reigning champions from 2021. 90 minutes ended goalless, tension suffocating the stadium. Then came chaos. A late penalty awarded to Morocco triggered fury from Senegal's players, who walked off the pitch in protest. Riot police intervened. The match was delayed for over 14 minutes. Eventually, play resumed, and Brahim Diaz stepped up. He attempted a Panenka. Edouard Mendy read it, saved it, Moments later, in extra time, Pape Gueye struck for Senegal. Game over. Senegal champions once again. Morocco devastated. Mazraoui returns to Manchester carrying the emotional weight of that defeat. According to reports from trusted outlets including Sky Sports and the Manchester Evening News, he is expected to be available for selection against Arsenal. A start looks unlikely. He hasn't trained with the squad and has been away for over a month, but his presence on the bench is significant. Defensive depth matters in games like this. Late substitutions can change outcomes, and Carrick now has an experienced option if adjustments are needed. The second returning player is Shea Lacey. The teenage attacker missed the Manchester City match due to suspension after receiving a red card in the FA Cup defeat to Brighton. That one-match ban has now been served, and Lacey is back in contention. Realistically, he won't start at the Emirates, but his availability matters. If United need energy, pace, or unpredictability late on, especially if chasing a goal, Lacey offers something different. Youth brings fearlessness, and in tight games, fresh legs can be decisive. So that's the good news. 2 players back, 2 additional options for Carrick to work with. But now we turn to the frustrations. 2 key players remain sidelined, and their absences will be felt. First, Matthijs de Ligt, the Dutch center-back, signed in the summer to add leadership and defensive authority, has been out since late November. His last appearance came in the win over Crystal Palace before a knee injury ruled him out. Initial reports suggested it wasn't serious, but recovery has taken longer than expected. De Ligt has not yet been pictured training at Carrington. There are no signs of an imminent return. Current expectations point toward early February, with the Tottenham match on February 7th marked as a possible comeback. That's a blow. United have conceded 32 goals in 22 Premier League matches, an unacceptable figure for a club with Champions League ambitions. De Ligt's absence continues to destabilize the backline, and against Arsenal's relentless attack, his unavailability is a concern. The second absentee is Joshua Zirkzee. The Dutch striker, signed from Bologna last summer, has shown flashes of quality, 7 goals so far, but has struggled for consistency and tactical fit. January rumors linked him with a potential move to Roma, though United have been reluctant to let him go, believing there is more to come. Unfortunately, Zirkzee picked up an injury in the FA Cup defeat to Brighton. Reports suggest he will miss a couple of weeks, again targeting early February for a return. Losing him isn't catastrophic, but it reduces attacking depth. Carrick has fewer options to rotate, fewer tools to change the game if things aren't working, so the situation is clear. Against Arsenal, Mazraoui and Lacey return, De Ligt and Zirkzee remain out. 2 in, 2 out. Now let's talk about what this actually means on the pitch. Carrick's approach against Manchester City was brave and intelligent. United pressed high, disrupted City's build-up, and attacked with purpose when turnovers occurred. The balance between aggression and discipline was excellent. Against Arsenal, a similar strategy may be required. Arteta's side thrives on control. They dominate possession. They overload midfield areas. Players like Martin Odegaard, Declan Rice, and Bukayo Saka orchestrate attacks with precision. They suffocate opponents, but Forest showed that patience and compact defending can frustrate them. United must remain disciplined, compact, ruthless on the counter. Mazraoui's presence on the bench gives Carrick a defensive option if the game becomes about protecting a lead or seeing out a draw. Lacey's availability offers attacking unpredictability if United need to chase. The absence of De Ligt puts pressure on the center-back pairing. Arsenal's forwards, Jesus, Havertz, Saka, Martinelli, will test concentration relentlessly. Mistakes will be punished. Xerxes' absence means chances must be taken when they come. Opportunities will be limited, but here's the key point. United arrive with belief. Momentum matters in football. Confidence matters, and Carrick understands this club. He knows the weight of the shirt. He knows what big games demand. That Derby win wasn't luck. It was structure, intensity, and commitment. United sit 7th, 17 points behind Arsenal, but only a few points off the Champions League places. A result at the Emirates wouldn't just mean points, it would mean belief, momentum, a message to the league, and let's not forget, this fixture always carries drama. Manchester United versus Arsenal is history, rivalry, and emotion wrapped into one. When pressure rises, United have often responded. As we look ahead, squad health becomes vital. After Arsenal, Fulham, and Tottenham await, De Ligt's return in February could stabilize the defense. Xerxes' return adds attacking depth. January reinforcements are unlikely, as Carrick has stated he will work with the squad he inherited. Injuries force adaptation. They create opportunity. Unexpected heroes emerge. Maybe Sunday produces one. So as kickoff approaches, belief is essential. The squad news isn't perfect, but it's good enough. United have quality, they have character, and under Carrick, they have direction. Drop your predicted lineup in the comments. Should Mazraoui start or stay on the bench? Are you confident United can get a result? Subscribe, turn on notifications, and stay connected. Arsenal versus Manchester United. Sunday, January 25th, 4 p.m. UK time. 2 players back, 2 still out. Everything to play for. This is Manchester United, and we are far from finished.